I sent a video out today to some old friends from college that were my best friends, and we pretty much did everything together. We spent every weekend together gaming and working on a silly game that we didn't think was so silly. We put hours and hours and hours arguing over rules and everything else, and and I regarded these guys as really family, as brothers, and when I got married, I came over to the States, and I should have, I don't know, maybe leaving, and I'd gone from Tallahassee to New York. I mean, some time had gone by, but it was important to me to, I don't know, I wanted them to meet my wife, and it's funny because I couldn't meet with any, and I finally met with supposedly my best friend, Robert, and it was like in a parking lot, like I was some crack whore getting a fix. And here's my wife, and it's dark, and and it was pretty sad. So, I sent an email today, basically saying, hey, my whole, and I don't know, maybe they're just burned out because I've over the years and tried to get them involved in stuff, and for the most part, yeah, sure, I admit that they've got skill sets that I think would be useful, but more importantly, the reason why I thought of them was for the most part because I wanted to recreate that synergy we had in college. And I don't know if I'm just nostalgic or I'm just an idealist and that people move on and and relationships change and stuff, or maybe it's the fact that I've been in Japan where I'm kind of isolated and I'm not and I pretty much, the only friends I have are online, so my only real friends are the ones that I met in person, or really those back then. So I'm kind of like in a void, in a time, Regardless, it dawned on me in a couple last month as I started the Edge with You startup, and I'm like thinking, like, well, Van is an amazing UI guy and graphic artist and stuff, and really intelligent, and maybe he would be interested, and my friend Bill, who hates to be called Bill, he wants to be called William now, but I know him as Bill. And I've always kind of stuck to that. Now, he's a really good coder, programmer, thinks of himself as one of the best in the world. And I'm thinking, this is a great project to help, bring these guys together, and maybe we can do what we did before. And I've got no response from them. Multiple emails. So finally, I sent this, this letter out, and I did this private recording stating how I feel, and this is my public recording of my thoughts about it. Basically saying how it is, and it's just sad because the way I feel about these guys is really no different than I was just there yesterday. I mean, if they maybe look a little different and everything else, older like I am, but how I feel, and it's kind of sad because obviously that that feeling isn't the same, and because if it was, I think I wouldn't be shunned is the way I was, and I wonder too if it's like, they know me as kind of the crazy guy who used to get drunk and smash out lights and go dancing every night and drink and drive and all this crazy stuff I did as a kid, especially in college, and got into trouble and battery and all that. I was a crazy kid, and I think when they think of me, they look at me, they still see that same kid, and that is what clouds their paradigm in many respects. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm trying to flatten global education. Oh, I'm just that crazy guy doing that. Well, I'm sure many people think I'm that crazy guy doing that. Or, or one time I got him into Melaleuca, and I thought it was like the end all of end. It was really good. It was healthy and everything else. I thought we'd make a lot of money, and being a sales guy, I got them all in. So, I think it's one of those things where you burn your chits, and they're your friends, and maybe they were. Well, Van didn't get involved in that, but Doug and Robert did. I don't think William did. Maybe he did. But anyway, it's sad. It's sad because I basically said, I'm like, I'm not gonna ever ask you involved in anything else, and this is why I asked you, and let me know if you're interested, because I'd love to have you. I'd love to have us as that same synergy again, and I'd love to have our friendship again, and I'd like to forget bygones and start afresh and have what we had before. But probably that's idealist Mike speaking, and the reality is, the pain is there, the hurt is there, and what we had during college will never be there again, and that's sad.